Alex. This is Alan James. The revolution starts tonight, Alex, and we need your help. Throughout this broadcast, we're going to ask you to do things that will directly help with this mass protest. I'll be talking to you regularly tonight, and I'll also be hacking you when I can. Please help get our message out. We're on the verge, Alex. You've always been fair and balanced in your approach to us. With your help, we can tip the balance in our favour. If you play our tape at the second break, that's when we think it will have the most impact. It's on your right.
Episode of Just for Joke, followed at 10 p.m. by a chance to see the very last episode.
Because I don't want to go on a date with your cousin, Colin.
What have you got to lose?
My dignity, my reputation.
It's all right once you get past the teeth and the problematic tattoo.
I am perfectly capable of messing up my own love life.
Sorry about that. David wouldn't get off the phone.
Oh, is David single?
For Christ's sake, Colin, stay out of it.
I can help you. I'm an expert at romance. Ask my ex-wives.
Please don't set me up with your brother. That's 10 seconds, everybody.
You're not as tight, babe.
Too short?
Too smart.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. This is the National Nightly News, broadcasting across the territories. My name is Megan Wolfe. Our top stories tonight. Ashes to ashes. It's been 40 days since Disrupt conducted attacks across the territories. The coordinated action, dubbed the Night of Fire by commentators, was seen as an attempt to subvert the supply chain, but there may have been more to it. While emergency services were all kept busy at the agricultural centres, it seems a series of covert attacks was carried out, including the freeing of political prisoners and, sources say, several assassination attempts. The Department of Betterment have declined to comment. Food, glorious food. With the last of the menu centres opening in territories 5, 8 and 14 today, Advance confirmed that the programme is now in full operation, providing free food for every citizen of the new future. What started as rationing during the 20-week war has blossomed into a social contract that is the envy of the unawakened world. Jack Tractorpants, spokesman for the menu centres, said today that while they can guarantee the contents of every box is nutritious, the actual quality of the meals you cook depends on whether you have a touch of Chef Jordan Rankley or the culinary skills of a professional footballer. If I were a rich man. Problems in territories 11, 17 and 22 today as striking bosses attempted to undermine their new economies. With seemingly no awareness of irony, the former CEOs and MDs have come together to form the Wealth Creators Union, with demands including a return to 150% bonuses, private jets and mandatory grovelling zones. In an annoying show of petulance, the former elites drove their luxury vehicles at 10 miles per hour up and down the motorways of their respective territories. The coordinated protest of elites inconvenienced several 100,000 of their employees. Some fun now. Signs of ever more resistance to Advance's radical policies today as popular resistance movement Disrupt extended their reach further across the territories. The organisation's emblem appeared in every major city across the territories last night in a well-coordinated publicity stunt, which has seen them dominate the headlines. Asked about the impressive display earlier today, Disrupt spokesperson Alan James said that the movement was reaching what he described as a critical mass. A poor choice of words given recent history. And an ending of sorts tonight for 3 stories we've been following. Going Svunderground. Sophia Remington was forced to resign today after evidence emerged of horrifying troglodyte creatures living in her low-cost subterranean housing development. A typically defiant Sophia, quoted while leaving Remington's Fist headquarters for what we can safely assume is the final time, said, "The mole people are no threat to the company, and there's not a lawyer among them who can say otherwise, or enough light to draw up the paperwork." A bittersweet ending for Miss Remington after an eclectic 2.5 years since she took over the company. The miracle of Earth. Wonderful news from the imprisoned intellectuals of Dante's Taint as they announced the world's first subterranean baby was born yesterday. Proud parents Wong and Svorsborg and Horgensvoord were all smiles as they showed off little Dante. Although authorities admit there is now no way to bring them home, the team say they're happy with their new underground residence. They said, "There's always room for a little one in the taint." Penalty box. The notorious decline of Johnny Hamsleeves finally concluded today when Judge Randall Severity sentenced him to life for a string of violent offences nearly all committed under the influence of alcohol. The judge described him as a man who had made some entertaining but ultimately poor choices. Johnny plans to set up a prison five-a-side team as soon as he's had the time to carve a whistle out of soap. All that, plus we'll be taking a trip to Dangley Parts for the notice board, as well as getting a sneak peek at the hottest ticket in town. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Today is the day we take back control. Soon it will be time for you to help us again. Come out of your houses, block the traffic, bring the capital to a standstill. I've met so many of you in my travels up and down Territory 1. You always ask the same question. How can I help? Well, this is how. And as for when, you'll know. Keep watching.
Right away, Megan.
But first, 500 days after the loss of a fine leader and a great man, the start of tonight's programme is dedicated to remembering and celebrating the life of Peter Clement. Patrick Bannon is live from Parliament Park, where Julia Salisbury will be breaking ground on what will soon be a memorial garden in Peter's honour. Patrick.
Listening to that old bitch lying through her teeth about missing that poor bastard.
Patrick.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
We're live.
Things were better with Peter, weren't they?
Patrick.
They were, and I don't mind saying it. They were, because he held her back. But now there's no stopping her.
Hello, Patrick, we're live.
Of course, can't say that, can I, Francis? No, not with public ownership. No, with public ownership, you can't say anything these days. She's lost it, mate. She's completely off the rocker. I heard from an aide that... Hello, Megan, you join me here live from the what? Hello, Megan, you join me here live from the what?
Lost some signal there for a moment. Well, we will be going live to that groundbreaking ceremony just as soon as we can get Patrick back. Meanwhile, let me just say, I think the memorial gardens are going to be gorgeous. I've had a sneak peek at the designs and Alana Marsh has done a fabulous job. Oh, OK, all right, it seems like we have got the signal back. We can now go live to Patrick Bannon in Parliament Park.
Thank you, Megan. I'm Patrick Bannon, and we are indeed live here. Apologies for the technical difficulties there, but any moment now, Julia Salisbury will step out on stage behind me.
Alex, Bozeman here. The boys in editing have just informed me that the eulogy footage isn't fully cut together yet. You're going to have to do it on the fly. For goodness sake, make sure you make it look good.
Slowly gathering since this afternoon.
This is Alan. You can undermine them here and help us win hearts and minds. Make him look bad, Alex. Really bad.
And it seems like the ceremony is getting underway. Here is Prime Minister Julia Salisbury, the picture of elegance, to begin her address.
Good evening, fellow teammates and friends. 500 days ago, all of our lives changed irrevocably. Still reeling from the triumphs and tribulations of Liberation Night, another great loss befell the people of these newly united territories. The loss of a leader, a statesman, a dear friend, and a hero. Peter Gordon Clement.
Peter's death at the age of just 62, of course, announced by the team on the 24th of December, just 6 weeks after Liberation Night.
Born to a working-class family on a housing estate in Rotherham, Peter first trained as a carpenter before getting his start on television, first moving and building scenery, and then developing into the personality that we all knew and loved so much.
Just the Job first hit our screens over 25 years ago, running for 11 series, winning multiple awards, and charming audiences up and down the country.
Peter taught us, all of us, not to be content with the way things are, not to accept inequities, no matter how small. But he also taught us what it took to fight them. Courage, integrity, empathy, and hard, bloody graft.
Across a career spanning 3 decades, Peter Clement was known for shows including Wake Up, It's Saturday, and much later, late night chat show Petey, which at its peak drew millions of viewers.
Peter was by no means a saint. Trust me, he once told me he had more regrets than he'd had stolen dinners. He always did have a knack for a turn of phrase. But it speaks to the strength of his character that he chose to share with us his mistakes alongside his achievements, his faults as well as his talents. Peter had the heart to give it all he had for the people of these United Territories.
Famous for his potty mouth, it's estimated conservatively that Peter Clement uttered over 1.5 million swear words during his career, though some sources put this figure well in excess of 2 million F-bombs alone.
Gripped by illness as he was in the weeks and months leading up to Liberation Night, he wasn't the man we loved. But his eyes still twinkled with that familiar joy for life, that spark of wit and wisdom of a life lived for others.
Prime Minister Clement, of course, died from apparent liver failure after suffering from the long-term effects of alcohol abuse.
I first met Peter nearly 20 years ago. Moments before I was supposed to give a speech. Not unlike this one, actually. Only I'd spilt coffee all down myself. And I was young, nervous, desperate to be liked. And from behind me, I heard, "Christ, pet, you've either pissed your kecks or sprung a leak, but either way, you got a problem." And before I could even say a word, he'd stripped off his dry trousers and insisted I took them. That was the sort of man that Peter Clement was. Kind, compassionate, sensitive, a brilliant thinker, a natural leader, but mostly a good man. This glorious, glow beautiful and new, this shining beacon of
Thank you, Alex.
equality and
There'll be another opportunity to steer public perception soon. It's really starting. You'll know when.
Despite his accomplishments, the future he forged, the boundaries he pushed, to me, he'll always be the man in his pants cheering on a stranger at the back of the conference. It is my great honour to give to you the Peter Clement Memorial Garden. Shall we see if we can get a countdown going? Everyone with me? 10, 9, 8, 7.
Now, Alex, control the message.
I'm not leaving, I can't!
Oi!
You two, come with me! Don't panic! Help us here, look. We're gonna help you. We need to...
Well, stop resisting then. Stop resisting and we'll let you up.
I'm not resisting!
What are you doing?
I'm not resisting! You saw! I'm not resisting!
Turn the camera off. National Night News. We have the right to be here. I said to...
Keep your eyes open.
Look at me. Stay with me, help.
I can't hear anything.
Yes, medics are coming. You sit down.
No, I can't hear you. I'm from the National Nightly News.
Well, then you can consider this payback. Salisbury's still here. Julius Salisbury! You were guilty of the murder of more than 10 million people. Justice demands a response.
Haven't you done enough? Look around you. This is what your precious freedom looks like, is it? Hold the fire! Oh, God, no.
Take to the streets, the time has come. Stop fires, break windows, draw them out. They can't stop us all. Resist, distract.
Lower your weapons.
Mom?
I said, lower your weapons now. Lower your weapons. Granted, none. It was unnecessary. Can't you see?
Shut that off. I said turn it off. I said turn it off.
Shocking scenes.
Is this not enough? You've just seen them execute unarmed civilians. People like you and me. So why are you watching this? Why are you not in the streets with us tonight? What will it take for you to get up and be a part of this? March on team headquarters, storm the building, demand elections, demand answers. Be what you were born to be, the once and future.
And you know what that means by now. Don't go away. We'll be back after this. We'll be back after this. God, does anyone know if everyone's safe for the crew?
Thank you, Alex. From all of us, you're doing great.
I'm Brad.
And I'm Janet, and we are the last remaining members of the team here.
And we're contractually bound to tell you about the Remington's Fist Territory 1 flash sale.
That's right, Brad. For just 24 hours, all the products in our Last Satisfaction Center are on sale.
Wow, look at all this stuff.
Alex, during this next section, a cameraman working in the newsroom who's one of us is going to get a coded location out. We don't know yet which camera he's on, but if we find out, I'll let you know. Just keep your eyes out for the fist and try and keep it on the air for at least 5 seconds. Our operatives will do the rest.
Yes, indeed. This place is closing down and everything's gotta go.
No, it's not closing down.
Oh, relocating!
That's right, Brad. Remington's Fist will be back to a territory near you very soon.
Bigger, stronger, and more powerful than ever.
That sounds like demolition. Ah!
Bulldozers!
The Remington's Fist Territory 1 flash sale is now on. Get involved while you still can.
Huh. Hello?
Welcome back to the National Nightly News with me, Megan Wolfe. Very shortly, we'll be taking our daily trip down to the village for the notice board. But first, let's have a quick catch-up with Mr. Jeff de Plume.
Yeah. Right. Listen up, you lot. We need to get a few things straight.
Everything okay, Jeff?
You're not exactly fans of what we're trying to do in here. You've made that perfectly clear.
So what's going on, Jeff?
I'm just having a little word with the viewers, Megan. Don't worry yourself about it. Now.
Jeff. Seems like you've forgotten where you are, Jeff.
Well, I am.
Which is a shame. A real shame. Now tell me, Jeff, what is it?
We've just heard our man's on camera 4.
As you know, Megan, we do our segment on the show every
Get back to the interview, Alex.
It's increasingly clear to me that nobody likes it.
Did you say that?
I don't have to. You should see some of the letters I get.
I would love to see some of those letters personally, Jeff.
Well, luckily, I brought them all with me here. Yeah.
You're a very small man, aren't you?
Yeah. Now, there's been a lot of misunderstandings.
Excellent work, Alex. That's the location shared. Next, you'll need to give them a go.
If it's all right with you.
Well, yes, our viewers are our top priority, so I think that's a good idea.
Good, I couldn't agree more. Right, yeah, this one annoyed me. Dominic from Rantley wrote, Dear arrogant, talentless oaf. I think it's addressed to Tommy, but still. You're not funny, you're annoying, and I wish you'd all go and live in the sea.
Oh, God, yeah, that's going to be hard to hear, isn't it? What would you say to Dominic?
Yeah, I'd say that 3 Screenwriters Awards and a TV Digest nomination beg to differ.
He's brought them with him.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of that lot agree with Dominic.
Does look that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, what have we got? Oh, yeah, Janet from Sanforth wrote, fuck off, Jeff. Fair enough.
Yeah.
What have we got? Here. Oh, yeah, this one. We've got blah, 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 Philippa's talent, yada, yada, Tommy's fine. And here we are. But you, Jeff, are the most pointless waste of airtime since the test card.
Hang on, this one, Dear Genius.
Hey!
Your show is the greatest waste of time. Never mind.
Right, fine. Right, yeah, this one. Someone's drawn a picture in what I assume is ketchup next to my home address with a message that just reads, you're a shitty man.
Good. This one simply reads, I watch this rubbish, which I assume is a spelling mistake, but either way, it's just very confusing.
Yeah. Fuck off. Oh, I read that one.
Yeah, so The strength of feeling here is strong,
Yeah.
I would say. Jeff, what do you want to say to people at home?
I would say there's an easy explanation, Megan, yeah? As you know, we are unbelievably funny in here, yeah? So it seems to me quite obvious that certain people upstairs are so unbelievably bad at their jobs.
Careful now.
Yeah, or, and I think this more likely, are deliberately trying to ruin the show. Alex Winston, you just be glad that security won't let me up there anymore, all right?
So you're blaming the notice board's poor ratings on our long-suffering broadcast team?
I am, yeah. They're making us look like a bunch of pricks out there, Megan.
Listen, while our skilled broadcast team might have made a few errors that have led to some sloppy segments, I really don't think that's fair.
Yeah? Well, I think that's bullshit.
Get ready. Whew, that was Jeff de Plume there, creator and writer of the notice board. Just a reminder, if you do have any comments or criticism about Jeff, you can send those in. He clearly reads them all, so please do keep them coming. But now it's time, maybe for the last time, to head over to the notice board.
Fuck. Oh, fuck. I've forgotten the line. Can we go again? Can we? Okay. Boo! Oh, it's gone again.
What a day!
What a day! First a tea morning, and then to post this notice. I don't know how I managed to cope with it all. Oh, wait. Perhaps I do. Oh! Bus St. Barnabas, what on earth is all this?
Freeze, dirtbag!
Oh! Shit. Laura, I thought you were a knife-wielding mugger or stabber.
I'm afraid not. It's just me, a community cohesion officer responsible for keeping crime at record lows.
Of course, I keep forgetting that thanks to you and your team, violence in our streets is a thing of the past.
What's all this, Vicar?
I know!
It's time for the go code. Give us 3 boos in a row, Alex. That will start the pincer movement. We might just pull this off. Push forward! 3 boos, Alex.
Careful, Vicar. It looks heavy.
Ha! They don't call me the Right Reverend Ripped for no reason.
Yes!
It's no good.
Looks like all those crucifix classes were a waste of time.
Maybe you, a young CCO, will be able to lift it.
2 for 2. Fantastic.
Looks like all of those lifting classes were a waste of time.
It's too heavy, even for me. A strong and
Let's hope that's enough. At least you tried, Alex.
Strong enough to lift this.
Did someone call for the best firefighter in town? Hi-ya!
Thank you, Captain Evans. You're so much stronger than us.
Especially me, the weak old man.
It's the least I could do for my community.
No luck catching the little devil, then?
Unfortunately not. The ferret struck again last night. When Ray opened the post office this morning, he found that every single stamp had been pre-licked.
My God!
Some people have no decency.
Sadly, if we don't catch him before tomorrow, we may have to cancel the village fete.
Don't worry. We won't let that happen. Will we, Vicar?
No, no. Laura, tell me, why do they call him the ferret?
Some say it's because of his sneaky nature, but really it's because whenever he strikes, he always leaves behind the foul stench of urine.
Never fear, officer. We'll catch this pissy nuisance and save the village fate, or my name's not Captain Danger Evans. The community cohesion team are doing their best, but they simply don't have the smarts to solve this mystery. But I know someone who does. Someone who's about to blow this thing wide open. Me! Blackout!
Ah, it's the morning of the fete now, thanks to the theatrical convention.
I sure hope everything goes to plan. Oh, look, there's Mrs. Craven setting up her cake stall.
And look, there's the motorcycle display team setting up for a show that would be too expensive to show on television.
I'm setting up the coconut shy. What are you doing, Vicar?
Well, first, I'm running the tombola, and then I'm selling forgiveness for money.
Aren't you judging the jams?
I couldn't possibly.
Oh, that sounded like Mrs. Craven. Looks like someone sucked all the jam out of her donuts.
The damn ferrets are struck again.
Whatever are we to do?
Although I'm very competent, I have no idea how to solve this case.
I guess we'll have to cancel the fete.
Hold it right there, ferret!
Me? Have you been drinking from the fire extinguishers again?
Not you, the vicar!
I don't know what you're talking about.
Reverend!
Admit it. You wanted the village fete cancelled so you could have the day off, didn't you?
Vicar, is this true?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Reverend!
Admit it. You wanted the village fete cancelled so you could have the day off, didn't you?
Vicar, is this true?
Hang on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Reverend!
No, stop. We've got stuck. Let's just... hold it right there, ferret!
Me? Have you been drinking from the fire extinguishers again?
Not you, the vicar!
I don't know what you're talking about.
Reverend!
Admit it. You wanted the village fete cancelled so you could have the day off, didn't you?
Vicar, is this true?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Reverend!
No! Someone's fucked this! Here. Admit it, you wanted the fete cancelled so you could have a day off, didn't you? Vicar, is this true? Yes. I already have to work Sundays.
I already have to work Sundays. I shouldn't have to work 2 days a week.
Vicar, is this true?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Reverend!
Fuck!
Okay, sorry, we're just going to have to cut short the final episode of the notice board there.
What?
Yeah, yep, it's really sad, but I think it really has run its course.
No, there's a good bit coming up where I solve the whole thing.
It is a shame. It's a real shame. We would like to thank you all.
Look,
very
let's
much.
just go on with the last bit. Tommy, for fuck's sake, you late! Right, fine. I already have to work Sundays.
It's something about,
God fucking damn it!
So thanks again to the cast of the notice board. So much
But
for...
how did you know? My first clue was the smell.
The hundreds of lessons and the laughs over the
that's
last
right.
year
I do
and a
smell
half.
of urine.
Yep.
Right. Next, I noticed that the vicar's tongue was particularly dry, almost as if he'd been licking thousands and thousands of stamps.
We'll be so sad to see it go, but at least we ended on a high. It's almost time to take a break there. When we come back, we'll be seeing the opening number of a brand new musical.
You'll fucking regret this!
That's coming up after these messages.
That's the ad.
Alex, this station is supposed to be unbiased. Your partisan behaviour will end up getting us taken into public ownership even sooner. Less revolutionary zeal. Do your job.
And how progressive their policies are. Well, I was wrong. And I'm here tonight to say I'm sorry. And to beg for your forgiveness.
push, Alex.
My parents are not rich.
We're closing in.
My
One of the
mother was a
guests in the
nurse
last
and
section
my
is
father
working
worked
with
in a
us.
factory.
You'll be asked to censor
I
on
was
our
the first
behalf.
member of my
If you
family
do
to
it
go to
right,
university.
the final orders will be given.
But I
We'll
always
get 3 chances. Get at least 2 of them right,
I always
and we're going to
envied
win
my
this
friends
thing.
who had so much
It's
more.
happening, Alex. Tonight
Over
we
the years,
take it
my
back.
jealousy grew. So when Advance came to power, I didn't think about the damage they would do. I acted selfishly. I was glad to see the rich punished. I didn't see how backwards Advance were. I didn't understand that rather than tearing down the wealth creators, we should have been helping everyone else to take a seat at their table. Under Advance, the country is poorer. It is poorer in ambition. It is poorer in aspiration. We are infantilized by Advance's naive policies. Policies born from absurd, redistributive fantasies. I have whored myself out to the media to defend the indefensible. I have betrayed my parents. I see that now. Mum, Dad, I'm sorry. Our only hope, the only hope, now lies with Disrupt.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later in this segment, we're hoping to be able to go back to Patrick Bannon at the scene of tonight's shocking Disrupt attack. But first, I'm delighted to be joined by the cast of the smash hit musical everyone is talking about. I'll be speaking with the cast in a moment, but first, let's take a look at them in action. Please give a warm National Nightly welcome to the Novaries.
Hello? Doctor? Yes, I see. Thank you for letting me know. I have a decent life. I'm a happy, loving wife. And my job is well paid and fulfilling. I have a husband, John. He's due home soon, won't be long. And I have to tell him something that is absolutely chilling. We share coffee in the morning, and we make love every day. We take time alone together to talk and laugh and play. We prioritize our needs. We do charitable deeds. But the flowers of a happy life are now beset by weeds.
I'm home.
Oh, darling John.
Oh, dearest John.
There's something very wrong. I've just had a conversation with our doctor, David Wong, so please be seated. This news will make you feel defeated. The scans revealed a lump.
You poor unlucky chump. Is it cancer?
Worse, oh, John. We're having a baby.
How can this be?
Oh, woe is me.
Why has this happened to me? I always wear 2 condoms for the maximum of
Safety in our tiny flat. We built a peaceful habitat. Now our lives are fucked. We're having a baby. Now you can't have any wine at book club.
And there won't be any time for foot rubs.
Now your hair will stink of weed.
And you'll start to disagree.
And forget about that holiday in Territory 3. No more waking up at 10:30. In fact, you're never going to get a good night's sleep again.
No more snap decisions to go on to a club. You'll be lucky if you even make it out to the pub. Why can't we be more like our gay and lesbian chums?
The only glue they have to deal with comes from personal bums.
Now when I take a sick day at home,
The parasite won't leave you alone.
how he's wrong!
We're our top priority.
I look after you, and you look after me. Ain't no trouble and strife, we got a childless life. No one wails and no one bawls, no one draws
childless life. We're having a baby. We're having a baby. Changing nappies daily. We're having a baby. No more weekends by the coast. Now your kid is uppermost. It's more than a passing craze to have childless days. We're having a baby. Food and drink thrown everywhere. Death trap toys at the top of the stairs. Every parent prays to have childless days. We're having a baby. No more spas and no more. We're having a baby. 18 years on bills and leaves. Time for a whole new phase. We're having a baby. One more thing before the show begins. Have you considered that you might be having
Amazing. The Novaries there, treating us to their opening number from Elegy for a Childless Life, which is currently the hottest ticket in the capital theatre district, and will be touring the territories later this year. Right then, come on you lot, come on down, let's go, don't be shy. Hello.
Hi, Megan. Hi. It's an honour to be here.
Oh, really? Are you fans of the show? Yes, used to be. Well, listen, let's get stuck in. Your amazing musical. Now, I mean, not only do you perform this show every single night,
with matinees on Wednesday and Saturday.
Right, but you're also the show's creators, am I right?
Well, everyone contributed their ideas, and then some of us went away and did the actual work on the script. But no, it's very much a team effort.
Oh, that's fantastic. How rude of me. I've not introduced any of you. I'll be the one being replaced next. Let's go down the line, shall we?
Hi, I'm Jack.
Jim Blunt. Pleasure to be here.
Jennifer Boreham-Woodley.
Hello, I'm John Satley. Used to be in the business professionally.
My name's Jill, with a J.
And I'm Janet. I'm the youngest.
That's incredible. And you were all friends previously. I mean, what a coincidence, right? With your names beginning with a J.
Oh my goodness, guys! Our names all begin with J.
How have we never noticed that?
Because you haven't typed them out 1,000 times, maybe?
You knew? Why didn't you say anything?
I thought we all knew. It's bloody obvious, isn't it? I just thought we were doing a funny thing where we never mentioned it.
And I believe as well as being friends, you're also couples, you know, in real life as well as in the show.
Well, not exactly.
No. I'm not married to him. I'm with Janet.
And I'm with John, you lucky bean.
Jim and I are married.
4 fabulous years.
Well, that must make for some confusion in the rehearsal room.
Well, you should have seen the first draft. Jen decided that Jack would play Jim, I would play Jack, Jen Janet, Jill Jen, Janet Jill.
What about John?
Well, my character was originally just called Man 1.
It was allegorical.
It was very confusing.
Not for a professional.
After much toing and froing.
And gnashing and wailing.
And gin and tonic.
We decided that we'd just use our own names, which is less truthful.
Right. We're also less likely to go into the wrong dressing rooms.
Oh, God, yeah, that would be very embarrassing, wouldn't it?
Of course, when I first wrote it, we were only meant to run for a few nights at the Mimbley Village Hall, but when I registered it with the Department for Culture, it caught the eye of someone high up, and before you could say overnight sensation, we were transferring to the capital.
It's all been a bit of a roller coaster, really. Yeah. I'm only 19. I'm the youngest.
You really don't have to repeat that.
I had to give up my job as a mortuary technician.
Well, yes, we all had to move to the capital.
I love that job.
It's been a very turbulent time.
So peaceful, no singing.
This piece isn't peaceful.
Stand by, Alex. Censor the orange.
It's about children, and why you shouldn't have them.
In a way,
I guess it is political, with a small p. After all, we are a solid unit, and eagle-eyed audience members will see we nod our heads to advance on stage throughout, and we target the messaging at women aged 22, well, about 35, as they're the most likely to be afflicted by this terrible problem.
Terrible problem.
Having children.
Well, you understand, Megan.
You clearly agree.
Wow, this isn't about me. Of course, we see that there are advantages to a family unit, but eagle-eyed couples watch as the little parasites advance on their lives. And there's no time to play the guitar, get through a book, or watch a movie. They're exhausted, passed out on the couch by 20 to 9, for God's sake.
You're very chatty tonight, dear.
Usually I'm the chatty one, because...
You're the youngest, we know. It's not a badge of honour, Janet.
Janet, please, Jennifer. Oh, well said, John. Thanks, Janet. Got you back.
So could you just tell us what is the play about? What happens in it?
Well,
go ahead.
It's a tragedy, obviously. Jennifer, myself, and John have their child, and then the story charts the downfall of their hopes and dreams.
And there's lots of singing.
And dancing.
A lot.
My character works at a menu centre for a distribution unit. Eagle-eyed, she sees her friend's rapid advance to a pit of despair. Becoming a target for children's TV advertising at the age of 22, she decides to take drastic action. I can't really say more, though. Probably said too much already.
Yes. Let's not spoil the second act for anyone who might come to see it.
Which should be all of you. For too long, we've been told that a life without children is somehow incomplete, that children are a blessing. Well, I've done the research, and they're not. Besides, there's already loads of bastards running around all over the place. So.
We just want people to have the option of a happy, child-free life without stigma. You know, when I was 14, before I had come out, I had an experience with a girl called Julia Jacobs. She was an experiment, I guess, you know, a chance to dip my toes into the...
Fascinating. Well, thank you all so much for coming in tonight. I really hope you keep them dancing in the aisles for many performances to come. The no break there. And I am pleased to say we can now go back to Patrick Bannon to get the latest from the scene of tonight's horrific events. Patrick, are you okay?
Thank you, Megan. This is Patrick Bannon reporting from the scene of tonight's devastating and symbolic attack tonight this evening. An attack which I myself have found myself caught up in. I'm still a little dazed and a little deaf, Megan, so I hope you'll forgive me if I seem that it's time to speak with the Prime Minister. Mrs. Salisbury, that's you. You're still here. The Prime Minister.
I couldn't leave, not when there were people that needed help. Any team player would have done the same. I don't deserve praise for being human.
Yes, no accolades here. Or Palisades. Or lemonade. Right. So, is the situation now, are we safe?
Yes, the security services performed their duties without hesitation, and I would like to assure the public that although there have been some injuries, there were no civilian deaths here this evening.
Oh, that's good news about the Sorry, did you say no deaths?
That's right. No civilian deaths. Just the 4 disrupt terrorists curtailed by law enforcement, who were, as always, so cohesive. If I may, I have a message for your viewers.
Oh, of course, the camera, there's the camera. Speak there, on the camera there.
Stay at home tonight. Do not become another casualty of war. Disrupt have had their moment, but, as the dear departed Peter Clements once famously said, it ends today.
Thank you, Prime Minister, for those strong words of strength. Back to the studio. Megan, now in the studio with Megan Wolfe now.
Patrick Bannon there, bravely reporting from the front line of tonight's horrifying bombing. Maybe you need to get checked out, Patrick. Well, that brings us to the end of tonight's National Nightly News. But before we go, one final thought.
Sight, my friends, you have mobilised. You have come together. From our agents at the television networks risking arrest and getting those words to you, to the many hundreds and thousands gathering to invade team headquarters. As I speak, we are turning the tide, and it is time for change. Tonight we topple their regime, and we also silence their mouthpiece, Channel 1.
time to wake up.
Out from the shadows, and they are not the overwhelming force they would have you believe. The military have been actioned, and, well, it's pretty scary out there tonight, so stay at home and stay with Channel 1, because the team has assured this programme that the turbulence will soon be over and we can once again focus our minds on building a new future with equality, fairness and resources for all. My name is Megan Wolf. Let's make tomorrow better.
Damn it, Alex. Tonight is the beginning of the fall of Advance. Vice Jet, 11 o'clock. Target's reached, sir. Permission to detonate. Permission granted, old friend. We are going to detonate. Look over your window, Alex. See what you helped make happen.